Fresh off the presses from the NFL owners' meetings down in Scottsdale, Arizona, I told y'all whenever some news decides to break about this sales situation, it was going to be coming from the man, the myth, the legend, Adam Schefter, the guy who drops all the bombs and breaks all the news for the NFL. Adam Schefter, 9 minutes ago, just tweeted the Josh Harris Mitchell Rails group, which now includes Magic Johnson, has officially submitted a fully financed bid that meets Dan Snyder's $6 billion asking price per source. And what that tells me is that this is a final bid. We're now at the point of final bids. There's no more preliminary. There's no more getting the parameters met or anything like that. These are final bids. This is when you're ready to smack the gavel at the auction. Going once, going twice, sold to the founder of Apollo Global, who also owns the Philadelphia 76ers, Crystal Palace, and the NHL's New Jersey Devils. What that tells me is that this process is very close to complete. So maybe they were kind of right, but no one was ready to fully stamp the sale being complete. And no, this does not mean this is finalized. Someone could come in and say 6.2, 6.5. But if we're just now getting to the end of March and this is the first time we've seen someone say 6 billion, I imagine this is the pinnacle and the peak of how high this team is going to go. I know there's always but what if Jeff Bezos decides at the last minute? I don't think we're headed there. I'm not sure Jeff Bezos is a player right now. His name may be presented in the conversation just to up that value. His name may have been floated out and they may have released last minute that Dan isn't opposed to selling the Bezos just to make sure Josh Harris's group put up that $6 billion. They've now met the asking price. They have star power. They have owner experience. They have diversity. They have ties to the area. I think we're there, guys. I think that's what it's going to be. And no, that doesn't mean that these random Twitter pages that were trying to stamp that, Josh Harris, $6 billion. That doesn't mean they broke the news or they had any sources. It's a very easy thing to put two and two together. There's been a couple groups we know interested in buying this team. And we've heard what the price or asking price Dan wants for the team's going to be. So kudos to guessing it right, but we're not going to act like those people broke a story. Story ain't broke till Adam Schefter breaks it, and he just broke that they put a fully financed bid, meaning they've dotted all their I's, they've crossed all their T's, and they have one final bid on the table, $6 billion. Is the team ours or not? We're at that point. And for those who don't know, Josh Harris did get to about this point in the Denver Broncos sale as well before the Walton family came in and he said, I'm not getting into a bidding war pissing contest with the family who owns Walmart. But next owners meetings, I believe, are in May. And I believe that's the soonest they could vote in a new owner. I'm sure they could rapidly put together some type of owner situation so they could vote on it, like some type of emergency meeting or gathering of the powers to be. But yeah, man, it feels like this is Josh Harris's team. I don't know about you guys, man, but it feels like they got it in the bag. The boy from Chevy Chase, Maryland, Apollo Global, Philadelphia, New Jersey Devils, Crystal Palace, Mitchell Rails, also ties to the area. The Magic Man, Irvin Magic Johnson. And while he would have a minority ownership role here, let's not act like his influence and his impact on the area would be minute. That would be the face that they would gallivant and parade around town to address fans. That would be the face that they put in front of us to try to engage and try to drive excitement, because there aren't more charismatic, energetic, and beams of light in the sports world than Irvin Magic Johnson. This is exciting, but the most exciting part about this shit is we are this much closer to this dweeb bastard being out of our lives forever and not having to hear the name Daniel Snyder in the DC, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington fan base worldwide ever again. Ever again. He's almost gone. He's almost gone. Yeah, y'all see the pictures from the owners' meeting where Dan's boys over there recording Jim Irsay's interview. Like, everything about this guy, Snyder, stinks. Everything about him stinks. He's went about this ownership shit wrong from the day he stepped in the building here. And while, in a way, I'm like, he was a fan of the team, so you can get why he would go mess up the team. But the guy's just a bad person overall. And those Dan Snyder sycophants that defend him on social media and that defend him, I don't really think Dan's the problem. You're wrong, and you are part of the problem. It's you. You're the problem. It's you. Word to Taylor Swift. If you feel that Dan Snyder is not the problem here, you're a part of the problem, and you're a part of his anti-hero villain story here in DC. But we are that much close. Josh Harris has put in his fully financed. I think that's the most important part. Fully financed means they've already contacted all investors. They've got everything tightened up. They got their stack of papers pushed to the middle of the table. All cards are on the table. It is now up to our Napoleon Bonaparte complex owner, Daniel Snyder, to accept the fucking bid and leave our lives forever. Cross your fingers. Clasp hands with the closest Washington fan you know. We are that much closer to getting rid of the worst owner in all of professional sports, and what's looking like it's going to be the largest transaction in North American sports history, because the Broncos topped it at 4.5 or whatever their team, 4.6. $6 billion is now the highest. We're now the highest selling team at the price of the, like, we're the highest sold team in North America sports history when this goes through. We're at the end of the auction. 100, 200, 300 sold to the man who owns the Philadelphia 76ers. We're that much close. Do y'all think Bezos comes in with a bid? I'm not sure he is, because I think we would know by now if Bezos was actually going to put in a bid for the team. Or he could come in and say, okay, is that 6? I'll give you 6.8. I'll give you 7. But he may not do that. He may not need to do that. Josh Harris may have this shit in a bag. It may be all wrapped up, curtains closed, and we have a new owner coming in sometime soon. I'll be monitoring this very closely. Didn't expect anything to come out, but I did expect when something valid or concrete did release, it would be coming from the Schefter man, Adam Schefter, ESPN #1 insider and the top guy covering NFL football. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Rio out.